USA Eagles squad for the Rugby World Cup 2019. It's been out for a little while, but I'm just getting around to this one now. Safe to say, this is a squad, a lot of guys I do not get to see play all that time. Good news is, I suppose, a lot of these guys playing professionally, either in Europe or for one of the Major League Rugby teams, which is... that's cool. It's the best way to develop the game, is to get these guys doing the sport as their full-time job. Looking at the squad as well, I would say experience, at least in terms of age, is a thing. Generally, the squads that do well at the Rugby World Cup are, I guess, slightly on the older side rather than being full of youth. So we'll see if that's a factor for the US. I mean, no one's expecting the US to do much in this pool, which does contain England, Argentina, and France. It's kind of the pool of death, so whatever results they can get will probably be seen as a bonus. But yeah, as I said, definitely a squad of players that I don't get to see play all that time. Some of the names, the bigger names, I know, and I'll be kind of leaning on some of you guys to give me some insights into some of the other ones that I haven't seen that much of. Hookers, there's three of them: Fawcett, Hildebrand, and Taufete. I know the Taufete is the highlight reel machine of just crazy try scoring. So I think most rugby fans are aware of or have seen of him play at some point. Fawcett, I think, is Irish born. Props: Ainuu, Fry, Khalifi, Lamostele, and Mullen. Mullen's another Irish born one. I feel like I've seen Lamostele playing for Saracens, but maybe not very often. The name really seems familiar, more so than the other guys anyway, who I'm not really familiar with at all. How their scrum goes, I guess, will be a big question. It's often the difference between some of the top teams and the teams at a slightly lower level. Their set piece, but hopefully these guys can stand up. Locks, Brackley, Kiveta, or was it Civetta? Landry, Peterson, and that's it. That's the four locks. All of them 28 and older, so this is what I'm talking about being fairly experienced, and a mixture of Major League Rugby, playing for Newcastle, second division England. So again, still professional players. I had a look at that guy Civetta or Kiveta, his background, because he's played 20 odd caps for the US, and he seems to have been a bit of a journeyman. He's been around the blocks in Europe, so at 29, hopefully able to kind of run a steady ship. Loose forwards: El Jaburi, Hermanhaus, South African born for sure, Lambourne, Pinkelman, Quill, and Dolan. They've kind of gone with quite a few forwards in the squad. That's more loosies than most of the other squads are taking. I did see something from Gary Gold saying that he's expecting the pool to be pretty tough, so they're taking that extra forward because they might need them. I think Pinkelman I've seen for sevens. It says here he's signed for USA Sevens, like his full-time contract, so I'm sure I know that name from somewhere. Backs, Augsburger, Davis, and Haas. Again, a South African connection with the two second guys. Sean Davis, I think South African born, and De Haas playing for the Cheetahs, 20 years old, 30 years old, and Augsburger, the sevens guy, 29. So again, a wee bit of experience combined with a bit of youth. Most of the squads are taking 3 9s, so the US sticking to that there. McGinty is probably another name that I would say most rugby fans know. He is kind of, again, Irish born, used to play for Connacht. Star player. You need that good 10, and that's one area that the US have got. Will Maggie is the backup there. Midfielders: Campbell, Lasiki, and Palamo. Those are the only guys listed as specialist midfielders. I would imagine some of the other guys could drop in if needs be. And outside backs: Marcel Bracchi, who I do know very, very well from all this time with the Western Force. Yosefo is a sevens guy. Tio Scully is kind of that legend player for the US. And Hooley, as you've seen around, I think he's English born. You know, seen him around the blocks in the Premiership before. Because I am not that familiar with the US squad, I did have a look at the USA's page on the official book, they list the star player for the US as Blaine Scully, kind of, I guess, in terms of his contribution, which is what they go through in his bio, contributed more to the, no, few players have contributed more to the growth of US rugby than Blaine Scully, captain since 2016. So yeah, but you look at the World Cup performances for the US, they've gone out in every pool stage except for 1995 when they didn't qualify for the tournament. So Gary Gold seems to be doing good work with the US, and I think all of us are pretty pleased with the developments from Major League Rugby. But you look at this pool, Argentina, England and France, and you say it's going to be a pretty tough time for the US. Hopefully they can put in some good performances. They'll be definitely looking for that Tonga game for a win. Performances in the Pacific Nations Cup, which I did see a bit of, not too bad. They beat the Canadians the other day by 5 points in Canada. So yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts on the squad. Give me some insight into the players, and yeah, I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.